I've seen quite a few comments of people concerned or upset that CNN had that interview with Doug Wilson, that minister, Christian nationalist, whatever, that talked about women being vessels and that we shouldn't be able to vote. And then Pete Hegseth retweeted it. And I just want to say, like, that doesn't scare me because they've always been around. This is nothing new. And I think it's good that they're showing that because there are people on the right that watch that, and there are people on the right that aren't particularly religious. They vote because of the economy and because they want the country safe. Like the basic things they say they're voting for, that is what a lot of them have voted for because that's how they were raised. They don't know anything different, and they usually don't have any Democratic friends to challenge that. And the ones they meet fight with them, and so that just reinforces that they're on the good side. It's that simple. So it's good for them to see that kind of stuff look mainstream because it looks extreme. Kind of like they're noticing how MAGA does definitely look and feel like a cult since the Epstein thing. Like the ones that are now trying to protect him or attacking them if they are questioning Trump, they're going, oh shit, yeah, they're a cult. They're a cult. So I think that that's good. And a lot of you weren't aware of this because now you're scared like, oh my gosh, like they're taking over. No, they've always been here. They've always been here. And if you weren't raised in a cult or a cult, maybe you don't know that. But for a lot of us, this is very normal. It's very yucky, but it's very normal. I grew up in the Mormon cult, and I knew two men that at least had the guts to say it to me that believe all that. Now, they left the Mormon church. One didn't leave, she was like 40, but my brother-in-law left when he was like 30, maybe mid-20s. But he believes all this. He's a dentist and a scientist. He's a big-time conspiracy theorist, and these men are incels. Okay, that's what all of this is. It's just incel. And he and I, but we butted heads in the beginning, then we became friends. And then he just, always felt like he could talk to me. And then one day he sent me this recording, and it was of a guy talking about how women shouldn't have the right to vote, that the head of the household should vote, that they shouldn't have land, that there's a study that says that they enjoy grape. My brother-in-law sent this to me to listen to, that like I was going to agree with that, like, my head was my body was exploding listening to this. I cannot even tell you. And then this whole thing about how we're race traitors, like that we will go hoe with other people from other races, and we betray them. And they're just trying to protect us. Gosh dang it! They're trying to stop Sharia law, and we're out there being hoes. And I immediately messaged my sister and I said, you have 3 daughters. I don't feel like you should be there with him. Like, that does not feel safe to me at all. I don't care how many nice things he does. That's how guys like that keep people around. And that was the end of our friendship at that point. I mean, we still talk, but anytime he tried to engage me, I was like, bro, no. No, I can't even be kind of open-minded to what you're saying because it's creepy and scary and incel. And you can be married and be an incel. So I don't think we should just limit that to single men. Like, it's just a way of being. When you think women should be property so that you can feel okay and that you can look good to other men. But it's very much a feeling of they're owed sex. They're owed fawning so that they can have self-esteem. Period. And I've known hundreds of them. Anyway, so again, I know a lot of you see this and you feel panicked, but I truly feel like they're the most insecure, afraid men on the planet. If you go, boo, they jump. Like, they try and put on their suit and tie and get up there and try and lecture us. That is to convince themselves that they are in control. That's to convince themselves they aren't fucking terrified of women. And they should be terrified of us. Well, they should be terrified of us. So don't be scared. Now you're aware, just like all this other stuff going on, it feels scary, but it's like black and brown people are like, yo, this has been happening the whole time. Welcome to reality. And so a lot of you just got, a dish of more reality of what a lot of us have dealt with our entire lives. And they don't even have to be religious. They just have to be an incel.